everyone, my name is Emily. I'm a medical esthetician as well as a lash tech, and now I'm a business owner, and I have a lot of stories I'm excited to share through this YouTube channel, just talking about my journey to get to where I am today. And one of the first stories I wanted to start off with was about the time that I dropped out of university to become a lash technician. So let me take you back to when I was younger. I know it's very common for girls to want to play around in their mom's makeup when they're kids. That was definitely me. I wanted all things makeup, everything makeup around me. I loved how makeup could transform how you look and make you just feel so much better about yourself. So when I look back at how I got started in the beauty industry, I definitely think makeup was such a big part of that. As I got a little bit older, I wanted to put makeup on whoever would let me. So at the age of 14, I started doing freelance, meaning I would do prom makeup, I'd do wedding parties, I'd do any event you could imagine. I would want to be doing the makeup for it. So 14 years old, I was a freelance makeup artist, and I was just doing it on the side. I was doing it for like $25 a face. I was just wanting to express and play and learn with makeup. So that was always a hobby for me throughout high school. It obviously came with a lot of criticism, I think, growing up, because I had 1,000,001 people calling me all kinds of names and telling me I look like a clown and I was a cake face and this and that. So it was kind of discouraging for me because I never felt like I could actually make a career off my love of makeup, and I really let what everyone else thought about it get to me, which was probably my first mistake. So throughout high school, I kind of put that on the back burner. I tried really hard in school. I took all the university academic courses. I really wanted to, prove to everyone that I was capable of doing amazing things. And in my head at the time, what I thought that was going to university. I thought that was the natural next step for someone who wanted to be successful and do all these amazing things, and that is what I did. So I tried to sit in my room and think, what do I want to do with the rest of my life? And I had cosmetology and makeup artistry in the back of my head, but I'm like, those are not things that are ever gonna, make a livable income. So what can I do? So I would watch movies, I'd study different characters, I'd read books, and I'd be like, oh, okay, she had this amazing story and she went to school for journalism, or they went to school for this. And I tried to identify myself in all of these different people, which I think a lot of people do fresh out of high school. So I eventually decided that I wanted to become a criminal defense lawyer. I was really into CSI and 2020 and anything to do with, criminal cases. And I'm like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a criminal defense lawyer. I'm going to go to school for criminology, follow it up with law school, and then I'm going to have a great life. Or so I thought. So I went to school at Carleton University. I went in 2016 and I moved away. Carleton is about 4 hours away from where I live with my family. So it was a big adjustment just getting out of that cycle and starting somewhere fresh, and now everything was about schoolwork. And when you're doing something that you're not 100% passionate about, I feel like it weighs a lot heavier than if you're doing something you love, obviously. And it took me a little bit to realize that. I thought I could train myself. I just tried to be this person that I wasn't, and I thought I could sit there and train myself to be obsessed with the book of law and all these things that really just were not me. I don't know how I did it, but I ended up finishing my first year of university with really good marks. But emotionally and mentally, I felt so drained and exhausted and unhappy and unfulfilled. So that April, when I finished my first year of university, I came back home for the summer, and it was actually at this point with my family that we were all driving in the car together coming back from church, I think it was, and they had all kind of noticed that I was off. There was something different about me from the year prior, and they're like, Emily, like, why don't you get into beauty? Like, that's what makes sense for you. That's what we've always seen you doing. Why are you forcing yourself through something that's making you miserable? Why don't you go out and do what you really want to do? And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I have at the time the 4 people in my life that know me the most and love me the most telling me that maybe this isn't right for me. And that's something that I think I was trying to push away from myself. I don't think I was being honest with myself and saying that, okay, this is not what I want to do. I felt so much pressure because I had put so much money and time and wasted everyone's everything pursuing this law degree and this law dream, that I had to come to terms with the fact that maybe that wasn't what I was going to end up doing. So that was a really hard realization. But the realist side of me, the person that really wants to make things practical, I was like, okay, I am not dropping everything I worked for right now. Let me have a little bit more of a taste of the beauty community. Let me ease into the industry a little bit and see how it goes. So I went home from that car ride, Googled like what courses, what training can I do to make me better. I was always self-taught with makeup, so I'm like, what can I do that I can get some training for, really lean into, and give it a shot over the summer. And that's when lash technician came up, and there was an eyelash extension training, so for classic lashes, in the town that I live, and it was relatively close to when I was looking this up, and there were spots available. And I go downstairs and I'm like, okay, Mom and Dad, I'm gonna try this. I'm not gonna do anything rational yet. I'm not dropping out of university, don't be crazy, but I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna see how it goes over the summer, and then I'll know kind of what the right decision to do here is. And my parents could not have been more supportive. I know a lot of people, when it comes to like changing your career path or changing your stream of education, there's a lot of stress and pressure and expectation put on that. And I know there's a lot of people that aren't in as great of a situation as I was, with my parents being so accepting. And I'm so lucky that they were. However, I still think if it's difficult and if there's people that don't support you, but it feels right in your heart, then you should do what you want to do. So that's what I did. I went to the training course, came home, was so excited, even though I did probably the worst first set the world has ever seen. I was like, wow, this is a skill that I love, that I can work on, that I can grow with. And just like my love of makeup, my love of lashes started. And whoever I could get laying down on my kitchen table, my kitchen table, whoever I could get to lay there, which surprisingly was more people than you would think, I did free lash sets, and I would work my butt off, and I would spend like 3 hours, at least 3 to 4 hours. I'd be like, okay, come over, we'll like hang out, like lay for 2 hours, we'll order some food, come back in 2 hours, lay down again. Like I really, really wanted to get good and get to a place that I could be confident with this new skill. So over the summer I made an Instagram, I started my at-home business I ditched the kitchen table at one point and got just like a basic massage table off Amazon, and surprisingly I started a successful business in those few months of just having people come to the house, pay me cash, message me on Instagram to book. I had no fancy website, nothing, and I started to build a clientele that way. So when it reached about August, so I had been doing this for about 2 or 3 months now and was getting successful from it, I was like, okay, I am not gonna put myself back in this emotionally, mentally draining situation of being in university when I know it's not right for me. I think I want to further my education with aesthetics, and I want to go to school for medical aesthetics. That's what made sense to me and was the next move, the right next move, because I'm like, okay, I just got all this knowledge about lashes, but what else can I get knowledge on? I want to learn about, hair growth cycles. I want to know about skincare. I want to know about nail care. I want to know it all. So basically what ended up happening was I had already signed a lease to move to Ottawa, where my university was, for the following year. And I'm like, hey, my name's already on this lease, I have roommates, I can't mess this up, so let me find a medical aesthetics school in Ottawa, which I did. I went to Versailles Academy in Ottawa, which is a private college, and basically the rest is history. I absolutely loved every single second of that program. I came home, I worked in spas, I ended up going up the ladder pretty quickly. I ended up managing a spa. I ended up training a bunch of the staff, and it's just it became so easy to me because I was doing something that I absolutely loved. Flash forward to now, I opened up my dream beauty bar this year, Air Beauty Lash Lounge. We are now moving into Air Beauty Bar because we're offering a lot more services than just lashes, which is what I initially anticipated. So if anyone is out there watching this that feels stuck or confused or like they're not good enough or not smart enough, I just want you to know that you can be doing something that's so wrong for you that'll make you feel so dumb, but I promise you there's something out there that'll be making you feel super fulfilled, super like yourself. And just I want you to pick something that makes you wake up every day and be excited to go to work and excited to grow. This is such a passion project for me. This is what, fuels my business, is my passion for this. I love making women especially feel good about themselves. I grew up for so many years with so many insecurities, and I felt like everyone was judging me and no one understood me, and I decided to start Air Beauty as a place to make people feel so loved and so accepted, and like I care about them and I'm taking time to make them feel good. And I'm so glad that I made the jump, and I didn't care what anyone else thought about my decision. I didn't care who was gonna call me stupid. I didn't care who was gonna say I was a quitter for not finishing university. When I see these women leaving so much more confident, it makes it all worth it. And yeah, so that is the story about how I dropped out of university to become a lash tech. And it may not be lashes for you, but whatever it may be, chase your dream, follow it, and live the life that you want to live, because honestly, life is too short. thank you guys so much for watching my ranty story time. I promise I will film whatever you guys want me to film. If you want to see a walkthrough of my store, if you want me to do, you know, my favorite lashing products, my favorite waxing products, whatever it may be, leave a comment down below and I will be filming like crazy to try and, you know, add some educational value to this channel. So thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.